Hey guys, what's up? It's Rekmons here, and today I'm going to be doing a video about Deadpool. I recently played this game about 2 days ago, and I beat it in the same day. It's a little bit of a short game. I'm going to get into a couple categories. I've created a list, and just things that I thought I could point out. This game has really funny cutscenes. It's not a serious game. This game should not be taken seriously. It's a funny game. It's kind of an action comedy. I loved it a lot. So like I said, the comedy is very good. I like the jokes. Jokes can be taken serious, and sometimes they can be overdone, but it overall can be a good game. The action is very good in the game. You know, some parts are played out in the cutscenes, and I might not say it's it's no Batman Arkham Asylum, but it is definitely a game where it's not even like a Last of Us, but it's definitely a game that it's fun. The game is definitely not revolutionary. Why I say that is, it doesn't add any new combat mechanics like Last of Us, or it doesn't add any new physics or nothing like that. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, I guess it is definitely out of the ordinary because it's like a kind of a joking game. A game I would compare it to would be Conquer, the squirrel game, which was on the original Xbox, that with the squirrel and you're fighting Nazis and stuff like that. That game. But this game is definitely overall fun. I really enjoyed it and had a good time with it. The replay value on this game I would say is a little iffy. I don't know if I would necessarily buy this game. I would say again be more of a rental, a one-time rental, maybe even two-time rental to show your friends or just to get the achievements. Some comedy requires knowledge of X-Men history is what I've noticed. It's sometimes the comedy is referring back to the comic books, and I didn't really read them. And this is actually the first time I've actually heard of Deadpool, which is Wade. His real name is Wade Wilson. If you read up on it, and I read through some articles yesterday. I was reading up on it, kind of interested in the character and stuff like that. So his real name is actually Wade Wilson, and you have to have a little bit of a history to understand the jokes. Now that I went back and read the comic books, I definitely understand. I definitely have a bigger understanding for some of the jokes. It's a different type of Marvel game. Like I said, it's not like Batman Arkham Asylum or any of the Hulk games or any other game that I played with being Marvel or Spider-Man like that. It's definitely different and it's fun. I think this game, like I said, should not be taken seriously. It's not to be, like an action game like, whoa, get you intense, like Last of Us, like I said, or Uncharted, or one of those games, or Halo. It's definitely a game just to play, have fun, and just enjoy it. Overall, the storyline and plot are decent. They are not the best, but again, it shouldn't be taken seriously. So I think the plot is actually pretty good and it's funny. So I think overall it's a good game. I mean, and it's nothing like, like I said, like the big game titles, but it can be just as fun. I definitely had a fun time playing this game. I would recommend it to people who are looking for like a game to just play for a day or two, and to just enjoy a storyline and to actually move on past the person shooter and to move on to maybe a third-person game that they just want to enjoy kind of funny jokes, humor, and they need that. A lot of games today do not have that much comedy. Fable being one of them, but it's kind of, a little bit of comedy, but not too much of it. Mechanics are pretty good. They're not horribly clunky. They can be at times. Sometimes the camera can be a little disoriented, and I think that sometimes the combat can be a little bit on edge how the combat works, but the mechanics work pretty good. They're not like the top of the line, but they're definitely pretty good. The game definitely keeps you entertained. I was entertained 100% of the time. There was never a time where I was completely bored with it. It did get a little repetitive at times, but it definitely threw in some new things. Beat the game, like I said, in one day. And for me, it was a 6-hour playthrough, but I kind of rushed through it. I didn't really explore anything, and that's kind of how I am in games. I don't do it purposefully, just how I play them. The jokes are really funny. There's a lot of adult jokes. I know I've stated this before that they're funny, but there's a lot of adult jokes. There's even a time where it references to a glory hole, and I think that it can be pretty funny at times. Like I said, the camera can be clunky. I don't like how it zooms in when you're shooting. I like that it gives you the zoom option, but it's to zoom out as soon as you're done shooting. When you shoot, it zooms in and doesn't unzoom until a little bit, like I think it's like 30 seconds later, and that really annoys the crap out of me. So to get the camera to unzoom, you have to swing your swords or, slice or whatever, and that will get the camera to zoom back out. Deadpool definitely breaches the fourth wall. If you don't know what that is, that's basically the character in a game or in a movie knows they're being filmed. They know they're just a character in a movie. They know this game, like I said, should not be taken seriously. It's just overall fun. It has good humor. As long as you have a good sense of humor, you'll get along with it and you'll enjoy it, and you'll definitely like to play it and definitely love the game. I think it's a good, like I said, one-time rental. I don't know if it's exactly a game you should buy. I don't know, I wouldn't recommend buying it. I would recommend renting it. I guess you could buy it if you're really into the game and you love the Deadpool series. It's more for like hardcore Marvel fans that actually like Deadpool. I mean, this is, like I said, my first time hearing about him. So this game would probably be for you if you're a big hardcore Marvel fan. You like all the Marvel games, get it. Go ahead. Great game, loved it. I wouldn't say there's too much bad about it. But I would say if you're just looking for a game for humor and funny and kind of like Fable, I guess it kind of has that adult humor and stuff like that, I would get it as a rental, and you can beat it in a day or so. Just get a 2-day rent if you have a lot of time on your hands. You could definitely beat it in 2 days. Overall, I'd give this game about a 7, maybe an 8 out of 10. I'd probably put it as a 7 out of 10. Just because it didn't add anything new. It's not revolutionary. Sometimes the game mechanics can be clunky, but the storyline is pretty good and the humor is funny. Thanks guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just a quick review on Deadpool. If you could please go ahead, like, subscribe, give me some feedback, and just let me know how I'm doing on my YouTube videos. I'm trying to make them better and faster and things like that. Thanks guys. Alright.